Hey guys, what's up? My name's Vic Taylor and welcome to episode 3 of my series called Break It Down, where I take objective gameplay from either Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops and I break down my decisions so that you can better understand what's going through my head, because there is always more than one way of playing the objective. Now to start off with, this isn't a very objective gameplay from the start, and that may be strange because this isn't my Break It Down series, but on this map I usually pull out my dual Skorpions, I ignore the B flag and I have a blast, because I've learnt from past experience that continually going for the B flag and tryharding on this map from the first minute to the last, it really annoys me and I don't have fun. So I've switched to this. I did however choose this gameplay out of all the dual wield Skorpions that I've got, because at the end I switched to my tryhard class because it's required, I cap B and I win the game for us, which is quite a nice ending to have. I really love that B flag. So to start off with, the dual wield Skorpions is obviously very different from running a gun such as the Glil or the 74U or any really long range gun. You have to hug your walls, don't run around corners, basically knifing 101. If you've ever knifed, then carrying over that experience and those tactics will do you a world of good for this, because you don't want to be running out into wide open spaces and be a little bit dumb about it. For instance, the long line of sight at the right of the house that I'm in right now. Don't run down there. Even if you have steady aim on, which I definitely do recommend, don't run down there. You'll get killed, it won't be very pleasant for you, and you will have no way of fighting back. Basically, all the experience you've ever had from being a knifer, take it over to when you're going to be dual wielding any weapons really. Keep moving. You do not want to be sitting in a corner, simply, they're going to come kill you. I see a lot of campers just continually sitting in the same corner, apparently oblivious to the fact that if you've killed them once, if they have killed you once rather, you're going to come back and you're going to kill them. It seems like a no-brainer, but there apparently are a lot of idiots out there. But also, on the other side of that, don't be scared to sit in a corner for like 5 seconds to take a breather. It can be very hectic running around with these dual-wield Skorpions because you're always rushing, you're always in the middle of things. Don't be scared to just have a breather, calm down, take a nice deep breath and just relax. And that usually helps me calm down if my heart is pounding through my chest. On another note on that, don't check all your corners. I know that I recommended that you check every single one of your corners in the previous episodes, but if you're rushing this hard, you really don't have time to. You have to keep moving all the time, apart from the breathers, when you know that there is a safe corner for you to sit in. Don't check all your corners, just rush right through, and you're probably going to be going so fast that the manoeuvres will miss you, to be perfectly honest. Possibly the most important tip: pay attention to your minimap, and I know I shove this down your throats all the time, but there are actually subtexts to this. Check out where the enemies and your teammates are. From where the enemies are, you can predict where they are going to come to you, obviously, and also where grenades are going to come from, such as that. Because ideally, you'll be running scavenger as I am here, and probably marathon. Because if you're going to be staying alive long enough, as I did in this game, I finished 82 and 18 without chopper gunner or dogs, you're going to be needing scavenger at some point. So you can't have lightweight and you can't have flak, which are both sacrifices to be made. I swear. If the specialist point streak package was in this game, I would run it all the time. It would be just horrendously good. But it's not, so you have to make do with what you have, and scavenger is the best choice, to be perfectly honest. You can also look at what your teammates are, so you kind of predict where the enemies are going to spawn. Specifically for this map, though others at a lesser extent, if the teammates are all in front of you, the enemies are probably going to be spawning behind you. And even if you don't push the spawns on this map, there are lines that you should know by now that you don't push past. I hope I don't have to tell you about the spawn trap spots. I will if you want me to, though. All your teammates are in front of you, the enemies are going to spawn behind you, probably whether you push the spawn points or not. It seems to be very strange on this map in particular, whether it wants to spawn the enemies behind you, in front of you, right next to you, up your arse, etc, etc. So be careful, be aware of where your teammates are, and if there is a spy plane up, look at the fucking spy plane. Look at the fucking spy plane. I don't think I can put that across enough to you. If everyone actually looked at their spy plane, there'd obviously be a lot more ghost and assassin, and that's not a good thing, but look at your fucking spy plane. Please, look at your spy plane. Rage. Huge amounts of rage. But moving on to the tactics for this map, personally, I have kind of hopping in in and out of the garage and the front door of both of the houses, depending on which side I'm on. The side that I'm on now, as in lengthways, I always stick to this side. I never want to go over to that right-hand side, the long line of sight. You know that, I've already mentioned it. But nip in and out of the house, around in a little circle if you can, just running a loop. If you keep running the loop, they won't know where you are. And it is hugely surprising how stupid some people can be, and how stupid I am there, thinking that I can actually hit that dude. That's brilliant, Vic, well done. But if you use that little round-and-about tactic, I find that both sides of the map are just as good as each other. Because usually you have a favourite side of the map, and most other maps, the bigger ones, you will have a favourite side. Because there will be one spawn point where that was an horrendous spawn for you, sir, I do apologise. There will be one spawn point where there are short lines of sight as opposed to long ones, there are lots of corners. Basically, a situation and an environment, that was the word. An environment where your dual Skorpions can thrive and have babies and make love under the sun and the moonlight on a nice rug with a picnic. And it can be happy for you. I switch guns here because they are all spawning in front of me. I can't actually reach them, and I tried to reload and I accidentally switched. I'm not going to actually put tactics onto that at all. I accidentally switched guns, and I didn't think that I had time to switch back, and I still don't. So I do apologise for that, but there you go, a little bit of M60 gameplay chucked in there. And when I picked it up, I had visions of all those quad and 5-man feeds that you always see from the M60 in montages, but sadly, no, it wasn't to be. And here in the gameplay, I am exactly where I don't want to be. I couldn't be in a worse spot here, but I try and make the best of a bad job, throw a grenade to support my teammate, and get a nice little panic knife in before moving back to my spot. As you can see, we've flipped them here. Probably I'm complaining very loudly to whoever wants to listen at the time. But now you will see the reverse side, which is probably a good thing. Now, if you're coming up where I am now, you check out the window. A lot more people are going to be camping in this window than on the other side. I don't know why, but people must like this window. It must be, I don't know, the beds must be really, really comfortable. And at this point I just decide, fuck it, I'm going to die, I might as well take one dude with me. But that is basically all the tactics that you can possibly want to have, I feel. I use a lot of instinct when I'm running the duel with Skorpions, and it's also a lot of common sense. You know, you're not going to run into the long lines of sight, as I've said. You're not going to charge at people willy-nilly. You're going to be intelligent there. That's 101. I can't point that part out any clear enough. I could have chased him round the bus. You don't. You wait for him. You're patient. Let them come to you, because then they're far more likely to die, you're far more likely to kill them, and you're far more likely to be happy and go home safe. War 101. They should take lessons from me. When do I start getting paid, and when do you start sending on the soldiers over in khaki? Lovely soldiers. Nom nom. But yes. Soon the little bit is coming up where I have to switch and take the B flag back. As you can see, we're already behind, but I think that my teammates, they can handle it. Apparently they can't. It's absolutely fine. Sometimes you can't. And I'm needed on the B flag. I switch to my Galil class, throw some smokes, throw some grenades, and moving on to a capping flags point. Don't be as scared to hide. For instance, you can see that one side of the B flag's a car, and one side is a load of boxes on this map. Don't be scared to duck behind one or the other and hide from the enemy while your teammates cover you. You can actually cap a flag solo like that if obviously the teammates covering you are any good. But don't be scared to hide, don't be scared to run away, and don't be scared to win the game for your team. Be a boss. That there is probably the only RC car wall you're ever going to see. That is something that I call the RC car wall. I would build up my RC cars over the area of the game and basically just roll them out at the end and try to kill one person. So I wanted to get them all out before I switched to my tryhard class, and as you can see here, little spoiler alert, they've been pushing it, my teammates, for a good couple of minutes. I hop on it and get it on my first attempt, which was quite nice, have to admit. Made me a little smug inside, and now you have to defend it. Don't be afraid also to sit in a corner and defend it. If you're gonna win, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, if you won the game, you don't give a damn, really. You shoved it in their faces, you made the enemy eat humble pie, and it was awesome. So at this point, I should really be sticking close to the B flag. I moved away from it there and I died. Also, if you know that they're going to be pushing the B flag a lot, keep throwing nades onto it every time you spawn. It may be cheap, may be cheesy, but as I've said, as long as you win, no one gives a fucking shit, to be perfectly honest. And here you will see a nice example of me parking my RC car right on the objective until a nade takes it out. It's pointless, really, but it works. Hey, if an enemy was actually going to jump on there, it works, doesn't it? So, meh, really. But you always keep wanting to throw stuns, just keep bombarding them, and as you can see here, 2 people ran through the house. I know that they're there, I know that they think that they can't get B because we're all around it, so I push back, I save A, and hopefully I'll save it again. There we are, get a nice little single there. I thought it was a double kill. But the end of the game is coming up. I am defending the B flag like a champion, just hovering between there in a very dangerous spot. I wouldn't recommend hovering in this spot, to be honest, because it's long line of sight. They can hide behind the little truck kind of bag thing and they can pick you off really easily, so I should probably move. But 2 of them are on B right now and I have no bullets and I kind of panic and try to knife, but thankfully I get them off there. That was a bit clutch, have to admit. Put a napalm right over, throw another nade, and the game is done. We win. They do quit, but hope you enjoy it.